to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome to the Art Lewis Show. It's Wednesday, folks. Matt Felan filling in for Art. If you may have heard in the last hour, Art is out today representing WSGW at a golf outing. Jonathan, Art is working pretty hard today, isn't he? He's going at it.
He stole my microphone.
Oh, we stole his microphone today. That's my bad, folks. I'm surrounded. I have so many guests that Jonathan doesn't have a microphone and I can't talk to him. It's going to throw us off for a few minutes, but it's going to be a great opportunity to say things that drives Jonathan crazy, and he won't be in a position to respond today. This morning, folks, we're kind of following up in the glow of the Memorial Cup in terms of the Great Lakes Bay region really becoming an amazing destination for professional sports over the course of the last few decades. We were talking about this a little bit last week. If you go back into the late 80s and early 90s, we weren't home to a ton of professional sports. We seemed to have hockey clubs that were coming and going with the Gears and the Generals. The longest running major professional event at the time was the Dow Corning Tennis Classic, which is now the Dow Tennis Classic. But over the course of the last several decades, we have added a tremendous amount of professional sports. If you think now that all summer long we can enjoy the Great Lakes Loons, a Class A Los Angeles Dodgers affiliate. Dick Garber bringing the spirit back and hockey back to the Dow, starting in about 2002, and we just hosted a phenomenal Memorial Cup where, as I was saying all last week, Jonathan, why not us? And it came true. That was remarkable. But we have more ahead late in the month in June. We have the Dow Championship, formerly known as the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. The name change this year, folks. As a reminder, if you hear Dow Championship, that means the LPGA golf outing. And that's going to take place the last week of June over at the Midland Country Club. One of the highest purses in the tour, expecting some of the best women golfers from around the world. And one that maybe not everyone is fully aware of or fully understands yet, but the Saginaw Bay and the Saginaw River are now home to championship level bass fishing tournaments. And I have a collection of characters with me this morning. There's no other way to put it. First, I'm joined by Ed Clements. Ed has a lot of hats. He's an employee of Bay City Public Schools working on work-based learning. He's an 8th Ward City Commissioner, and I think it's fair to say he is an avid fisherman. Good morning, Ed.
Morning, Matt. Great to be here with my longtime friend. Thanks for having us.
We go back a day or two, folks. Also joined this morning by Glenn Kale, who's the National Youth Manager with Bassmasters. Good morning, Glenn.
Good morning.
And I'm not going to lie, one of my favorite names I've ever heard, Tony Miracle, who's the head bass fishing coach at Campbellsville University in Kentucky. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, so want to start with this, Ed. I heard you talking about this long ago, and I honestly believe that you and a few others kind of had some dreams of what could happen here in the Great Lakes Bay region and Bay City on the Bay. You have been clamoring for years that this is one of the absolute best fishing spots on the planet, and that we had an opportunity to bring in big-time professional national tournaments. Just let's start there. Where did that dream come from?
Well, like you said, we've been talking about it for a long time, probably over 10 years. Some of my fishing buddies and Mike Kelly and I, who've become really good friends over the last 20 years through fishing together. And, we just talked about what a great fishery we have here, not only we've got walleye, bass, pike, panfish, and said, you see on the internet, you see on TV, all the places that these big national events are going. And it's like, you know what? We have all that here plus more. We got to do something to bring this to Bay City. And honestly, it just kind of happened in 2021 when the Bassmasters College Series, they showed up. Honestly, nobody really knew about it. They went out of Bangor Township, And we looked at each other, Mike and I, and some other folks with the city, and said, we got to continue this, and we got to do it like downtown Bay City, Midland Street District, Vets Park, Winona Park. So we started talking, and the National Professional Fishing League came the next year. And then from there, 2022, it just, we put last year together, 2023, got a lot of folks behind it. And, what really kicked it into high gear was when we had Major League Fishing here last year. And Kevin Van Dam, the Tom Brady of bass fishing, not only him coming to Bay City for an event, but it was his last, tour event, his retirement, his send-off. And that just really kicked it into high gear because the media coverage, the live streaming, the television coverage, they produced a show for the Discovery Channel, and people just all of a sudden like, wow, because not only do we have a great fishery, but this community is amazing. So people can, the fishermen, the teams, whether it's the high school, the college, the pros, they can bring family and friends, and there's something for them to do between Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. If you can't find something to do, something isn't right.
You're just a boring person if you can't find something to do here.
That's
so
right.
I remember a few years ago when that happened, Ed. I just remember driving through downtown, and the hotels were jammed. Not unlike today, from what you're saying, the hotels downtown are jammed. But I remember driving by, and I'm like, well, that's weird. That's a Clemson fishing boat. That's a North Carolina fishing boat. And I kept seeing, and it seemed like a lot of teams out of the South, but I saw a ton of fishing boats from these college teams. And I remember thinking to myself, how did I not know about this? So my first question is, how did they sneak in with none of us really being aware?
Well, like you said, I think it really started, and I'm sure Glenn and Tony can, provide a lot better analysis than I can. But I think it really started in, the Southeast, where bass fishing is one of the biggest gigs going. Bass fishing here in the North hasn't been, it's been walleye and perch and panfish has been our gig. I talk to local guys and they're like, bass? What? We've got bass here? It's like, dude, you have no idea the bass we have here. Not only big bass, a lot of bass, but the real unique thing we have here is we have largemouth and smallmouth. And that is what I think is our biggest advantage, is not only for the tournaments, but this is more than just the tournaments. What we're wanting to do is we're setting this up for the next 100 years. Is the bass market is so enormous. The fan following, these fans from all over the country, they watch these tournaments online on TV, and they say, wow, look at that in Saginaw Bay, Saginaw River. Look at the fish those guys are catching. You know what? Our vacation next year, that's where we're going. And when there's not tournaments here, we're starting to see it. We see trucks and trailers, Texas, Missouri, Louisiana, Alabama, Arizona. They go, this market, this fan base, they follow these tournaments.
So folks, Ed and I can talk all day. We have a couple other gentlemen in here. So I'm gonna pivot over to Glenn Kale, who's a national youth manager with Bassmasters. And this weekend, they're already in town, but the official tournament starts tomorrow, is the Strike King Bassmasters College Series, presented nationally by Bass Pro Shops and here locally by Local 85. Glenn, first of all, welcome to the Great Lakes Bay region, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland, Mount Pleasant. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We love it. I'm already liking Bay City. Everybody here is so hospitable, man. I love it.
Well, we hear your accent and we know that you're a guest right away. That's not a Bay City accent. So we're going to be as kind as can be. For our listeners that aren't familiar, can you talk about the Strike King Bassmasters College Series? Exactly what it entails, because I know it's college, but it also includes some high school kids. Can you talk about that?
It does. We have the best kids in all the country that come and get the chance to come across the platforms that Bass offers. But we have a six tournament series for the college anglers. We average anywhere between 230 to 250 boats a tournament, and they come from all over. You spoke of some of the southeastern teams, and well, we have some great Midwest and some northern teams. We have Adrian College, it's local here. We got McKendree, that's over there, not too far from here, Illinois school, and then you got Drury College out of Missouri. You got some school, and the sport's just growing really fast. So it's a really neat opportunity. And all I've basically heard the last 3 years I've been here with Bass is when we're going back to Saginaw Bay. When we're going back to Saginaw Bay. So this was one that we definitely had to put on the schedule. But these kids get an opportunity to go out and chase a dream. And, there's a lot of schools catching on now from it being offering scholarships. And but it's neat, and it's really neat to be able to see the growth of the sport and the young ladies that are really coming on. And that's really what's cool for all the online listeners. If you have that granddaughter or grandson out there, take them fishing, get them involved. These kids can go to school and, whoever thought that you could put a rod and reel in a kid's hand and they can earn a scholarship and go fish and get an education and be able to travel the country. I mean, that's one lucky thing we get a chance to do is to travel around and come to all these great cities and meet great people, from the locals that have been great warming this week. It's been awesome, even at the restaurants. And last night at the Brooklyn Boys, got to give them a shout out. That was some serious pizza. I ain't gonna lie to you. Last night that was on point. The garlic knots, nobody lied to me about them. Those were so good.
I don't mean to chime in, but that Glenn, you're making my day right now, because Brooklyn Boys is our favorite restaurant. My wife and I, we go at least once a week, and the owner, one of the best people in the community. He supports all the community endeavors. So I'm glad you visited.
No,
Brooklyn
absolutely.
Boys.
They kind of knew right off the bat when I started talking last night. They was like, "You guys must be in town with bass."
So I'll tell you, Glenn, look at Ed, look at me. We are both big Brooklyn Boys connoisseurs and fans. Just looking at it should prove that the garlic knots are completely on point. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to pivot to Tony Miracle and hear all about what it's like to be a head bass fishing coach at the college level.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Every year in the United States, hundreds of people are killed and thousands more are hospitalized by an unseen threat in their own home. Its name, carbon monoxide, or CO. This invisible, odorless gas can be fatal to humans and animals alike. At first, symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning may look like intoxication or the flu. Extended exposure can lead to unconsciousness, brain damage, and death. However, there are steps you can take to protect your home from carbon monoxide. Although you may not be able to see, smell, or taste this poisonous gas, it can be detected. Install battery-operated or battery backup carbon monoxide detectors at every level of your home. Stop it at the source. Have any gas or oil-burning appliances such as furnaces, ovens, or water heaters inspected every year. If power goes out, keep generators at least 20 feet away from buildings and never run a generator inside. Our health is connected to our environment, so let's work together to make healthier choices for a healthier future. Get started at michigan.gov/EnviroHealth. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's another report suggesting the job market may be cooling. Payroll processing company ADP is reporting 152,000 new jobs created by private employers in May. It's the smallest job growth this year. The number is down from April's 188,000, which was revised lower and weaker than economists were predicting. ADP says job gains and pay growth are slowing going into the second half of the year. Wall Street is looking at some upbeat earnings. Campbell's sales rose 7%, helped by its purchase of the Rao's sauce parent company Sovos brands. Land's End earnings top forecasts. Mortgage rates are higher in the latest reading from the Mortgage Bankers Association. The average for a 30-year fixed rate, 7.07% in the week ending May 31st. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jimmy Coselda, invested in you.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Fly ball left field off the bat of Fielding, way back and gone. Matt Fielding does it again.
The Tigers play 7:40 this evening on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show is sponsored by Westside Decorating Center. Visit them at 5789 State Street in Saginaw or online at westsidedecoratingcenter.com. So this is Matt Felan with Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in for Art. We're guessing he's on hole 4, 2 birdies in, having a great morning. It's not humid at all, so I'm sure he's nice and cool out there. Art, we hope you're having a good day representing WSGW. I am joined by a cast of fishing characters this morning. And going to talk about the Strike King Bassmasters College Series, which is here in town in Bay City out on the Saginaw River and Saginaw Bay. And this segment, I want to talk to Tony Miracle. What a great name. He is the head bass fishing coach at Campbell's University in Kentucky. First question, where is Campbell's University?
Campbellsville.
Yeah, I keep saying it wrong. There you go, Coach.
If you can break it down, Campbellsville, Campbellsville.
I'll have it by tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. So we are in the dead center of Kentucky. Actually, on our campus, right outside our library, we have a big stone in the ground that says "Center of Kentucky." So dead center of Kentucky. We're about maybe 6.5, 7 hours away from here.
I love it. And so you are a head bass fishing coach. So tell me. Not talking about who you have here. We'll get to that. But how big is your team in general? How many participants do you have, or how many team members do you have? And then what kind of various equipment do you need in terms of trucks, trailers, boats, reels, equipment? I mean, this does not sound like a small ordeal to have this kind of team. Not. Walk us through that.
So I have 36 kids on my team. I actually have 16 set teams that we travel all over the country and bass fish. I have 2 school boats that I carry. I take a school boat with me every tournament we go to as a backup boat. You know, you're traveling thousands of miles, spending lots of money to come to these tournaments. One of the kids gets a breakdown. I got a boat they can jump in to finish out the tournament. I also have 11 wrapped trucks. Don Franklin Dodge in Campbellsville, Kentucky is our big sponsor. And man, they take great care of us too. And so we got 11 wrapped trucks that the kids get to travel around, pull their bass boats. And we're from Kentucky. I got a lot of kids that got county trucks. You know, you shouldn't drive it out of the county. So having a truck and having that opportunity for them to be able to do what they love and go ahead and fish. Right. And, it's just a great thing.
So, Coach, how many did you bring here to Bay City this week?
I brought 20 kids, 10 teams.
So how many boats you bring then?
I brought 11 boats.
11 boats.
10 boats for the teams in our offices. I bring a backup.
And then what kind of equipment do you have on the boat itself? What all do you guys have? What's legal? Can you have fish finders? Is that legal or not legal?
Absolutely.
How much, how many rods and reels do we have? How many nets do we have? How many tackle boxes full of lures? Like, our listeners want to know, like, what does this entail?
Well, I'm just going to say that I've got 10 boats here. So that probably means I've got about 300 rods and reels. Fish finders, Garmin, Lowrance, hummingbird, they have them all. They've got, 3 or 4, 5. I've got some kids that's got 5 units, forward facing sonar. They've got it all. Trolling motors, Minn Kota trolling motors.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of people listening right now. They're getting jealous hearing what you got to say, Coach. They're like, hey, I hear them, but they're elbowing their wife right now going, hey, we're going to Frank. So we got some things we got to buy. I can hear it.
Yeah, I got a question if you don't mind me jumping in. Tony, what's the average, let's say, complete cost, bolt, motor, trailer, electronics, what on one of your rigs that you've brought here? What just a ballpark figure?
Truck and all?
No, let's leave
Just
the
a
truck
boat?
out of it. Just the bolt, motor, trailer, equipment. What's an average cost on one of the rigs?
I'm going to have to say that we're anywhere from $75,000 to $125,000. It just depends. Some people go all out and just get it all, and some people just get enough to get by. Fishing's expensive, and that's one great thing about Campbellsville is that I'm a coach school. We have a budget. I mean, our cost is almost zero to bass fish for these kids.
Let's try it again. Campbellsville.
We're
getting there.
We're getting
closer.
there. We're getting there.
We're getting closer, folks.
We're getting
I'm not from the South. That got too much nasally northern in me. So, Coach, is this your first time up to this area?
It is not. It's my second time. We were here in 2021 for the Saginaw Bay tournament, and man, it was a great tournament. We weighed in a lot of fish, and my daughter actually fished at Campbellsville, and she was here at that tournament. So it was great to be able to be here as a coach and then get to watch my daughter fish and live her dream at fishing. She actually in last year, 2023, she was the top female angler in college.
That is correct.
That is astounding.
That's awesome.
So
Girls fish too.
Girls fish too.
Know,
the fish don't know.
Awesome.
They don't know your sex.
So Glenn and Tony, the tournament starts tomorrow. Registration starts today. But when did the teams actually arrive, and what have they been doing since they arrived?
Well, a lot of them official practice started for college anglers on Saturday, this past Saturday. So we give them 5 official practice days, basically 4.5. They have to be out the water at 1:30 a day. But a lot of these college kids, it was a 2-day travel for a lot of these kids to come in. So they all pretty much arrived Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and hit the water Saturday. So it's and they just basically, you mentioned Frank's earlier. I know that they've been spending a lot of money in tackle and stuff like that. But it's been a great experience from the college kids, and to hear that, and you don't hear it from the kids. I'm hearing it from the locals. That's what's cool about it. Is they're so cool to say, hey man, thank you for bringing this event here, and these kids have been so good, and I do try to put the fear of God in them a little bit and tell them don't act out. So just because you're away from home. But no, it's awesome. You get a chance to meet guys like Ed and Bay City. When we did this, like he said, this is, to put this event on, this actually happened last year, like early last year. We wrapped up all of our contracts August of last year. So we knew that this event was coming almost a year later. So to work with the host is so crucial to get the buy-in and to see what happens, because these guys, they bring their families, their siblings, and their grandparents come. And it's a lot of this during the summer, it becomes a vacation. And it's what's really neat about this. So to be able to come up here is awesome. The fishing is going to be good. And they're going to, competition starts Thursday, tomorrow. We'll launch them at 5:30 tomorrow morning. And they first flight away in probably around 2:45. They have to be out the water. My first flight have to be out the water at 2:30 tomorrow, but first flight really should be starting to weigh in around 2:45. And it's going to be good. Same thing. We'll rinse and repeat Friday as well. So,
and it looks like the weather, we got storms coming through later today, which is great because that's when everyone's off. But the weather should be pretty good this weekend, correct? Or do we have any issues with wind, high waves? How do things look going into the weekend?
Everything looks pretty good as of right now. We looked at it. I look at it every morning, and we do it as a team at Bass with my boss, Chris Bowes and Hank Weldon. So we look at it this morning already. Everything, once this storm blows through tonight, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. These guys are good. And then when you're talking about college anglers, not everybody should own a boat, so, but when you talk about college anglers, they are really good. And if you ever have a chance to go fishing with a college angler, take advantage of it. You'll learn a lot. They're really good. It's going to be a little sporty tomorrow morning. I like to use the word sporty, but you know what? These guys, they're really good boat drivers. They'll do what they need to do to stay safe. And it's never forced for them to go out. They don't feel comfortable. They never have to do that. So it's going to be good. It's going to be sporty, but they're going to go out. And they're gamers, they're competition, and you can probably put them up there unless rank them kind of like the baseball. These guys are in my book, they're your high A, your double A, your triple A guys, because a lot of these guys in the college series are going straight to the elites. I mean, after they get through getting an education, which is first and foremost priority, but college fishing, to be able to do it and go to school, it's wide open. And like for the young ladies here, we have some college girls here this week. We have them all the way down to our junior and high school level. That's going to be fishing on Sunday. So they start at second grade to eighth grade, and then they go from ninth to 12th grade. So we have those kids going to be fishing on Sunday. But the girls is awesome, because that's where, with bass, we started a Bass Master program, and that's to promote female angling. And they can do it. There are some great ladies out there that do it from college, or from junior to high school to college, through the nation, through the open EQs. And I'm pretty sure that we'll soon see maybe a female angler, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, that will maybe try to make a cut to get to the Elite Series.
This is outstanding. We're taking another break. When we come back, we're going to talk about all things bass fishing on the Saginaw Bay.
Do you know that air duct cleaning is one of the most affordable home improvements you can make? Having your air ducts professionally cleaned by Modernistic means you'll dust less, your HVAC system will run more efficiently, and most importantly, you and your family will breathe cleaner, healthier air.
Modernistic, simple and quick. We're the first with experience and quality.
Schedule at modernistic.com and get $75 off air duct cleaning with offer code FRESH75.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning up the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Get everything you need for your bathroom remodel now at Menards. Magic Woods has the vanity you need to complete your dream bathroom. Check out our great selection of over 100 Magic Woods vanities. They offer timeless and traditional vanities with superior quality and unique styles to complement your home. Explore all our vanity options in store. And don't forget to check out our flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Want to make your night out a little more fun? Try some music, some friends, and a few rounds of Club Keno.
I won!
But how can the Michigan Lottery make Club Keno more fun?
Tripler time!
That's right, Tripler Time's back. All this month, random Club Keno tickets will have a doubler or tripler message. Find one, and your Club Keno and extra prizes will be doubled or tripled. So triple your fun.
Yeah!
With Club Keno Tripler Time, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Incoming transmission from RocketGrabPlus.com.
GrabPlus.com. Keep the adventure going at Reality Check in Bay City. Check out their free roam virtual reality, smash room, and more. At Austin Flowers and Gifts, build your own custom bouquet for Mother's Day or any loved one. A $60 value for just $30. And head out to the Bike Bash at the Ogama County Fairgrounds Friday, June 21st. Get a pair of tickets half off exclusively from RocketGrabPlus.com.
Transmission terminated.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you still on the fence about owning gold? It's time to pull the trigger with the Oxford Gold Group and buy gold and silver. Nobody can predict the future, but we can't put our head in the sand either. The Oxford Gold Group are the pros. They make owning gold and silver simple and easy to understand. Call Oxford Gold Group right now, and you may qualify for up to $10,000 in free precious metals. Call 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. Or how much easier it is to move mountains of soil with the 1 Series tractor. We could even go into detail about how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat. Learn more at johndeere.com/get-in-the-seat or visit a dealer near you.
You are with WSGW in the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, and you are listening to WSGW Online, presented by Stormmaster Exteriors.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance. And this morning, we're talking all about the Strike King Bassmaster College Series, which is rolled into the Great Lakes Bay region. The tournament starts tomorrow out in Bay City. And Glenn Kale, the National Youth Manager with Bassmasters, is here with us. Glenn, so our listeners have an understanding. How many folks are here in the region? How many teams do you have in town between the college and high school? And then when you look all in, when you look at the amount of staff from the tournament, family that comes in, about how many folks are in town for the tournament here this week?
This week, you'll probably have upwards where 1,600 to 2,000 people, including family, bass staff, and competitors. So across the board, probably roughly right around $2,000. And it may be just a little bit. It could be a little bit more because of the high school. The high school and the junior family, sometimes they break grandma and grandpa, and they really load up. Really, that's when you really see a big tick up is when you get the high school and junior kids.
Oh, that's amazing. So quick question. They come in like that. What's the parent involvement? Because, you got to think, you go to a football game, it's pretty easy. The football field's in front of you. There's 100 yards. You kind of get it. These kids go out. Well, they're going to go after where the fish are. So how do the families really get involved? Is it at the weigh-ins? Is it beforehand? Is some of this stuff recorded? What do they do to really be a part of it as a spectator?
Well, I mean, basically they're the moms or dads that aren't boat captain because, in high school and junior, you have to have a boat captain. They have to be of age to be able to drive and handle a boat. So they have a chaperone basically on the boat, but he can't do, or she can't, because we do have some bass captain mamas. So I don't want to leave the moms out. So, they do, and they go out and they can't assist the kids or anything like that. They drive the boat basically just for that and safety, and then keep an eye on them, and they get them back to us. But moms or grandparents, anybody, excuse me, is usually around town, just hanging out, venturing through the shops and stuff, which is great for the community, great economic drive. But what's really neat is then we have a bass track, and we call it text track because college kids, it's a team format. So we use bass track on the elite series. So on the college series, in high school, we use a text track. So the boat captain can be there. And if little Johnny catches a fish, okay, that's a 3-pounder. So he can put 3 pounds in. And then on our bassmaster.com over on the, up at the top of the Tinker Tape, it'll show you bass track or text track, and it'll go on there. You can click on junior. You can see if little Johnny's catching fish, and pretty much maybe a guessing on what he has for the day. So it totals up their best 5 fish for the day. So it really gives mom and granddad. So you'll see a lot of people at the breakfast in the morning after we launch them and everything, you'll go and have breakfast. Everybody will be looking at their phones and they'll be watching bass track. So that happens. So even the end user or the listeners today, is they can go there to bassmaster.com, go over to tournaments, click on high school, or to tomorrow actually start for college, click on college, and it'll go right there and it'll say bass track. And they can click on that and they can see what the kids are out there actually catching from a guesstimated weight. So I encourage everybody to come out. It's going to be awesome.
So very cool. So Tony, I'm going to pivot back to you. We're talking about, when you go to different locations, the water is different in every place. The lakes are different. The rivers are different. We kind of have an advantage here, though, in the Saginaw Bay and Saginaw River in terms of if the weather isn't ideal and the winds are high. And for those that are listening and know, Saginaw Bay can turn nasty in a hurry. Like people look at it and map and go, oh, that's a cute little body of water. But if you've ever been on the bay when a storm hits or the weather turns or a big northeasterly hits, that's a large body of water. But we kind of have a cool thing because we can fish on a river too. Does that give our region and this area an advantage from a fishing perspective?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime that you can have, different ways to pivot and have more water to fish, it's a plus. We kind of say, go out in the bay for the smallmouth, go to the river for the largemouth. And the nice thing about the largemouth here, I mean, smallmouth too, but man, they're dumb. I mean, you can catch one, throw it back, and turn right around and catch it again. I mean, let me just tell you, they love it. So, But yeah, that's a great benefit about having this river system and then having the bay, because you just have so many options.
That's great. Well, we're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the fact, Ed, that we're just getting started. We have a summer of bass fishing here on the Saginaw Bay.
Service. It's hard to find these days. Well, the folks at M&R Garage Door have built their business on it. In fact, it's fair to say that service is their specialty. M&R Garage Door has earned the right to say that by taking care of their customers in the Tri-Cities for over 50 years. M&R can professionally repair any brand and size garage door opener or garage door, including all residential and industrial doors. Call M&R at 894-0971 for all of your garage door and opener needs. Remember, M&R Garage Door. Service is their specialty.
Hello, this is Dan Streeter of Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. The needs of the hungry and homeless don't rise and fall with the changing of seasons. When you give to our Hope for Home campaign, you make this a summer of hope for those in need. Your gift will help provide safe shelter, nutritious meals, and so much more. Be sure to go to rescuemidmichigan.org to give a gift today. Remember, there's no place like home unless you don't have one.
Let me take a moment to talk about my friends at Quick Lane Freeland next to my car dealer, McDonald Ford. This is where you can get all of your routine maintenance done. Oil changes, brakes, tires, batteries, and they work on all makes and models of cars, not just Fords. Chevys, Toyotas, Hondas, Jeeps, Dodge, you name it. They keep them all in tip-top shape. And here is a tip from Quick Lane Freeland.
Do you suffer from allergies? Did you know FrigiFresh kills germs in your vehicle's air conditioning system? FrigiFresh is a hospital-grade disinfectant that controls pollen, molds, and mildew inside your car. It's only $20 and takes less than 10 minutes for the treatment. You can get FrigiFresh at Quick Lane next to McDonald Ford in Freeland. Just stop in. No appointment needed.
Quick Lane Freeland, right next to McDonald Ford, working on all makes and models of cars.
Incoming transmission from RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's exclusive offer on RocketGrabPlus.com is brought to you by Applied Training Solutions located in the Midland Mall. Get ready for a 50% discount on a CPL class. That's right, originally priced at $150, now available for just $75. This class is a requirement for concealed carry permits in the state of Michigan and is only available to ages 21 and over. Don't miss out on this fantastic deal. Visit RocketGrabPlus.com to claim yours today.
Transmission terminated.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's our last segment of the first hour, and I'm joined here today by Ed Clemens with the City of Bay City, Glenn Kale, National Youth Manager of Bassmasters, and Tony Miracle, head bass fishing coach of what I just found out is the 5th-ranked team in the country, Campbellsville University in the heart of Kentucky. That is pretty cool. So I have a question because I'm sure everyone listening wants to know. When we fish here, and you got your line in the water, a lot of times you can tell what fish is on before it's up, just based on how did it hit, what is the fight, what's going on. You kind of have an idea.
Sure.
What do you guys find here? Do you guys occasionally have some fish on the end of those lines where you're like, well, that's not what we were looking to bring in?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any problem with sheephead and catfish and bullhead? What do you guys find when you're actually fishing?
Catfish, drum. It's you never know what you're going to pull up. I mean, it's ridiculous.
What have your folks seen?
Well,
here?
the nice thing though about college fishing now, especially with a forward facing sonar, is that you kind of get an idea of what you're targeting because you can see the fish on your screen. I mean, now it's like a video game. You can see the fish moving and swim and turn and look right at you. I mean, so
the forward facing sonar has been just a game changer in all fishing. And we could spend a whole nother radio show on forward facing sonar because there is some, I don't want to know if it's controversy, but
pros and cons.
There's pros and cons because it does, like Tony said, you can literally tell what it is and how big it is. And it's like, oh, that one's not quite big enough. I'm not going to cast yet. I'm going to wait. Oh, there's one that looks a big one that looks like I want to cast to try to catch.
So is a worry the technology's gone too far and made the authenticity of the sport away.
That's kind of the argument. Yes. Is let's go back to more of the basics. That's going to show you the depth and show you that there's fish there, but they might not be the right ones.
I can see in a competition why that's the case, but if it's just Saturday and you're out with family and you want to go from bay to mouth by that evening, that's a pretty helpful tool so that you don't waste your time and you can really maximize your time out there on the water, isn't it?
And that's it. It's the, you break down a lake now where it used to take you 2 or 3 days to break down a body of water. Now you can do it in 2 or 3 hours. Because you pull up to a spot, drop your trolling motor, see what's there. Oh, there's nothing there. You don't even make a cast. You head on to the next spot.
So, Tony, question for you: why are you number 5? Well, how are we getting up to number 1? I mean, what's it going to take to make that move from 5 to 1?
Well, I tell you,
pride of Kentucky. I want to hear about this.
It's being consistent. It's really, where do you want to be? Where's your heart at? What are you doing? And it's getting onto these bodies of water that you may struggle with, but you got to get out there way before the tournament starts and get some practice in and learn it. We struggle on the Tennessee River, and 2 of our biggest tournaments this year have been on the Tennessee River, and that is what's been our downfall. We were ranked number 3, and we've had a couple bad tournaments in a row. Thank you, Tennessee River. And so now we're in number 5, but we're holding strong, and this is our last tournament of the season. So without a doubt, we're going to remain in the top 10 no matter what, but we're hoping to have a great tournament here. And I don't wish anything bad on the teams behind us, but I hope they don't catch them.
So, and I have a question for you because, when we started the show, we talked about how this is just the start of a summer filled with high level bass fishing tournaments coming into the region. So as we look forward, we have 2 more tournaments, August 9th through 11th. The Hobie BOS Bass Open Series, and August 29th through the 31st, the National Professional Fishing League. You know this world way better than me. Can you talk about those 2 tournaments, what those entail, and what the community can expect?
Sure can. We called it the Bay City Bass Series, which I think is a great tag that we're going to keep for, year in and year out, because we want to bring more than just one a year. So it's going to be a series. So we got the Bassmaster College, High School, Junior right now. So then we're going to go to the Hobie Kayak Bass Open Series, which they reached out to us, So I imagine somebody saw what was going on last year and said, wow, look at that. We'd like to bring our tournament here. So kayak is a whole different demographic of anglers and people involved in paddle sports, I guess, for lack of a better term. So they're going to bring roughly 110 kayak anglers August 9th through 11th. The 10th and 11th is the actual event where they can go and trailer or drive their kayak in the back of their truck or top of their car to wherever's within the boundaries and launch. So they could drive up to Au Gres and launch in Au Gres, paddle their kayak, Au Gres River, maybe out in the bay a little bit at Au Gres and fish. And they do like a live scoring. So they catch the fish, they weigh it, score it right in the kayak, and then release it. So they don't have a live weigh-in for that. So It's a little different format event, but we think
that sounds like it's for a very specialized fisher person. I don't see
yes.
you and I out there in a kayak side by side fishing.
No,
it's not meant for us.
Doesn't interest me personally in the slightest, but the kayak market is huge. And we have right here in Pinconning, the largest kayak dealer, I believe in the nation, of Northwoods Wholesale Outlet, which is our presenting sponsor for the National Professional Fishing League. The Clements Electric is our presenting sponsor for the Hobie Kayak Series.
So, Ed, we have a little under a minute left.
Yep.
Tell us about the big one, the National Professional Fishing League.
National Professional Fishing League, August 29th to the 31st, be their third time here. They're going to bring 127 professional anglers, and they fish. It's a true pro event where it's the angler in the boat by himself. They have a great live streaming too, cameras in the boat, cameramen, fixed cameras so people can follow along online. And those guys, those professionals, they'll find them. You'll have guys that are going to compete to win fishing in the river, and you'll have guys competing to win fishing 60 miles from Bay City.
Well, Glenn and Tony, it's great to welcome you into town. We hope you have a great week. Thank you for all that you do. At this point, we'll keep Ed here. He seems to be doing some good work, but if not, we'll have you take him with you on your way out of town in the future.
Thanks for
having a great week,
you.
guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Love my
man.
wife. Thank you, my wife, for letting me do this. This is awesome.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Oh, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning out the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
I'm pretty conservative. Many of us are here in rural America. We believe, and I believe, that we have a responsibility to care for not only for our families, but our communities. And this wind project is a great opportunity. It's roads, bridges, schools, things that we need around here. For people who are skeptical, come and see it. It is creating opportunities that we never had before.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
That's all for this hour of the Art Lewis Show, presented by Westside Decorating Center. I want to thank Ed Clemens with the City of Bay City, Glenn Kale with Bassmasters, and Tony Miracle, head bass fishing coach at Campbellsville University, for joining me this hour. Next hour, we're going to chat with Avram Golden to talk about the Jefferson Project and events going on with them. But first, the news.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center, where 2 astronauts are strapped in and ready to make the Boeing Starliner's first flight with humans aboard just 52 minutes from now.
Starliner ground team is going to perform cabin pressurization.
After years of development delays, this is the third try at launching Starliner in the past month. It's been a smooth countdown this morning. The forecast is almost perfect. Starliner is headed to the International Space Station on a test flight. And if it passes all of its tests, it'll join the SpaceX Dragon and Russia's Soyuz in taking astronaut crews there. Commander Butch Wilmore and pilot Sonny Williams are experienced astronauts and veteran Navy test pilots well suited for this flight. I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Now with more CBS News, here's Deborah Rodriguez.
The Lebanese military says its soldiers shot and captured a gunman who attacked the U.S. Embassy near Beirut this morning. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan tells NBC.
All American personnel at the embassy are safe and accounted for. One local Lebanese guard force member who was outside of the compound was wounded. He's receiving care now.
Tensions have been high along Lebanon's southern border, where Hezbollah militants and Israeli troops have been trading gunfire for months. In Washington, senators will vote on a divisive issue today. CBS's Nicole Killian.
The Right to Contraception Act would guarantee a woman's right to birth control. Today's vote is largely expected along party lines as Senate Democrats try to put Republicans on record over the issue of reproductive rights.
The same legislation failed in 2022. American Amanda Knox tried but failed to wipe away one last charge related to a murder case involving her roommate in Italy 17 years ago. Correspondent Chris Livesay reports from the courthouse in Florence.
She says that she was coerced by police to falsely identify her boss at the time as a suspect. And for that misstep, she was convicted of slander in 2009, and that verdict was upheld today.
She was sentenced to 3 years of time already served. A red flag raised over veggie puffs. CBS's Anna Werner.
Consumer Reports says its testing found those snacks and another veggie puff product from company Serenity Kids, both made with cassava root, had concerning amounts of lead.
The root vegetable's more susceptible because it's grown in the ground. First for a Major League Sports league.
McDavid, beautiful move.
The NHL says it'll provide a full game broadcast in American Sign Language with play-by-play and color analysis for each game of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Dow is down 43 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your family, your phone, and your furry friends with life, electronic device, and pet health insurance.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I work for Meijer. People always ask, why do I shop there? It's because I can get great quality and value in one stop. Like this week's hottest deals on certified Angus beef and locally grown asparagus. Plus, I can earn M-Perks points every time I shop for groceries, apparel, at the pharmacy, or when I'm at the pump. Meijer has all I need in just one stop, and the same low Meijer prices in-store and online. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Get your party started early. Spend your Friday nights at Comerica Park and join the Detroit Tigers for Party in the Park, presented by Casamigos. Arrive early for pregame happy hour, drink specials, live music, and an unmatched atmosphere. There's no better place to be. Stay after the game for our spectacular post-game fireworks show. For tickets, go to tigers.com/party.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 77 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Persham.
A Flint woman is heading to trial for embezzlement from an older adult. 67-year-old Constance Roberts is accused of taking money and vehicles from a man 20 years older than her, who the Michigan Attorney General's office says was experiencing cognitive decline. Allegedly, Roberts and the victim were in a long-term relationship, and the man would occasionally give her small gifts of money and property. However, Roberts allegedly began taking large sums of money and vehicles, totaling more than $400,000 when the man's mental faculties began declining. She allegedly drained the victim's bank accounts of $3 million between 2018 and 2021. She's charged with 4 counts each of embezzlement from a vulnerable adult of $100,000 or more and failure to file or false return of taxes. The Evening Exchange Club of Saginaw has announced they're hosting their first ever 5K Run Walk fundraiser on June 22nd. The event will take place at Ammerman Park at 3495 Midland Road in Saginaw at 10 a.m. The course consists of walking or running the park perimeter twice to complete the 5K distance. Registration is $25 for individuals, $50 for families, and pets are free. Participants will receive swag, a completion medal, and a hot dog lunch after the event. Proceeds go to children and veteran charities across Saginaw County. For more information, visit the Evening Exchange Club of Saginaw's Facebook page or call 989-392-0190 or 393-4229. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Who sells your soybeans overseas, increasing sales to Egypt, India, and many other emerging markets? Who has made you the #1 protein source in chicken feed? Who has made the next big breakthrough to boost your soybean yield? The answer to all of these questions is you. That's right, you do, through Your Soy Checkoff. By pooling your resources through Your Soy Checkoff, you are promoting your soybeans to new markets. You are discovering new practices and seed varieties to overcome your biggest challenges in the field. You have even turned $2 million of infrastructure research into $460 million per year in extra income for all soybean farmers. There is power in numbers, and you and your fellow soybean farmers are proving it by bringing tangible returns back to you and your operations through Your Soy Checkoff. You can see all the ways Your Soy Checkoff is moving soy forward for you at unitedsoybean.org. That's unitedsoybean.org. It's all about you doing things together as Your Soy Checkoff.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Advocates and lawmakers came together in Lansing, calling for action to save Michigan's endangered birds. Audubon Great Lakes says habitat loss and climate change is threatening many of the state's birds, like the black tern, which has lost 99% of its Michigan population since 1966. Those who gathered are calling for policy solutions to protect and restore the state's wetlands. New research suggests funding may not be reaching some at-risk students. Craig Thiel, research director for the Citizens Research Council of Michigan, studied per-pupil spending data across the state.
What we found was that less than 60% of the schools sampled exhibited any type of equitable school spending pattern. So in other words, in 40% of the schools, funding was not following the students with the greatest needs to the schools that they enrolled in.
The council recommends increased financial transparency and accountability provisions that go along with the additional funding to ensure intended dollars serve the students with added needs. A June 15th golf outing will benefit a foundation set up to remember one of the victims of the mass shooting at Michigan State University, the 39th annual Pat Keller Memorial Shillelagh Swing, at IMA Brookwood near Flint, will raise money for the AV24 Foundation in honor of Clausen's Alex Werner. The Shine Bright Saginaw mural project is in full swing, just now weeks away from finishing. Cristiana Malacara has this.
Artist Akuda San Miguel and his team traveled from Spain and arrived in Michigan on May 25th. Akuda shares the importance of creating this work for Saginaw.
My art and of my work is to change the environment and to inspire to the people that live around, That's why today I'm talking with the people and feeling the feedback, you know.
Acuda San Miguel is a Spanish artist who is well known for creating geometric works of art, both in 3D and with paint. He travels around the world, leaving artwork transforming landscapes. This is Christiana Malacata, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Periods of showers and thunderstorms develop late today, otherwise increasing clouds a high in the low 80s. Winds out of the south at 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy, a low near 60. By Thursday, a slight chance for some rain showers, blend of clouds and sunshine develops, high around 74. Friday, a slight chance for some rain here late, increasing clouds, a high around 66. Saturday, we'll have a slight chance for rain, blend of clouds and sun, high around 71 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 74.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome to the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, filling in for Art. Jonathan, what do we think? Is Art on hole, 5 or 6 right now? He's 4 under, leading the pack and enjoying himself, correct?
I understood some of those words. I'm sure he's enjoying himself.
Are you not a golfer?
Not a golfer, no.
Wow. How about last hour when we had all the bass fishermen in? Were you totally up to speed on that, or are you not a fisherman either?
I could understand it. I'm not a fisherman. When they started talking about kayaking on the Saginaw Bay, that's what I'm about.
Oh, they got you.
Yeah.
They got you at kayaking.
I've never fished off a kayak, but I enjoy kayaking.
So I'll tell you, I had the opportunity to fish with Ed Clemens one time. And when you just fish yourself and you're just out there randomly, it's oftentimes not an enjoyable experience. You're not catching a lot of fish. You don't know exactly what you're doing. You're like, oh, I'm fishing, right?
Yeah.
You have a beverage, you're having a good time, it's sunny, so you convince yourself that it's worthwhile and that you're great. The time I fished with them, he literally just handed me the rod with the setup, and they drove the boat and like, here's what you do, and we're looking for walleye, and here's how you're gonna cast. This is how you'll tell that it hits the bottom. This is how you're gonna move the rod. This is gonna do. That day, I brought in more fish than I ever have before, and it's amazing what technology, the right equipment, expertise, what all those things really do makes a tremendous difference in the experience.
Technique matters.
Yeah. It certainly does.
I don't have any when I fish.
That's why I always joke during the Memorial Cup. I'm like, gosh, I would have been truly a phenomenal hockey player if I just could have ice skated. If I just could have ice skated, I would have been okay.
I'm sure.
It seems that apparently that's an important part of playing hockey, however.
When you're on the ice.
When
Yeah.
you're on the ice, yeah.
Off the ice, then there's a lot of other stuff involved too that I'm not good at, so
no
I'll
question.
leave that to them.
Well, folks, we've had a lot of fun the last couple weeks because we've been able to talk about a lot of professional sports in the area, but there are tons of other amazing projects and really remarkable community leaders, business owners. And this morning now we are joined by Avram Golden, and we are going to talk about the Jefferson Project. Good morning, Avram.
Hey, good morning, Matt. How you doing?
Good. Hey, thanks for joining. Avram, to start out, I think a lot of people know exactly who you are because, one, you have a business on 3rd Street in downtown Bay City with Golden Galleries. I think a lot of people know you there. They also may know you from a lot of the side projects you've taken on, like the Star Bridge. Before we talk about Jefferson, for our listeners, can you tell them a little bit about your business and how you've really gotten so active in the Bay City community?
Sure. And thanks for having me. I didn't mention that yet. But I've been in downtown Bay City, I think, close to 20 years. I'm a commercial and fine art photographer that opened up a gallery and a print shop. So we print large format metal prints, acrylic prints, canvas prints. We do art reproduction, print cell phone photos. That's our main business. But when I first started in downtown, while I was doing that, I photographed for Interlude magazine, Great Lakes Bay magazine, for a number of years, and that toured me around the region, which made me familiar with a lot of the opportunities that existed in the region. And I started some events in downtown Bay City, a gallery walk, and then a few other projects, the Raise a Flag program that we just put out on the streets of downtown Bay City, and the 3rd Street Star Bridge back in 2016.
Yeah, so Avram, why don't we talk about a couple of those? Because number one, for those of us that know you well, a lot of the images that you've taken throughout the years, whether they be of fireworks or tall ships, you name it, you're kind of known as having some iconic Bay City images. And like you said, you branched out across the region. They're remarkable images that you've taken. In your gallery, are those still for sale? Are you still actively doing that work, taking more pictures, framing it, and really kind of highlighting some of the great things that happen in the region and in Bay City?
Yes, yep. We've got images, throughout the region, throughout the state, and some of the travels I've taken outside of the state, but there's a high concentration of regional imagery. And we work with a lot of local businesses and individuals, to put artwork from their hometown into their homes and or office spaces.
Yeah, so let's pivot to the Jefferson Project, because it seems you entrepreneurs get bored quickly and are always kind of wringing your hands thinking, what next? And the Jefferson Project is an immense undertaking. It's a building, it's a district, it's events. There's a lot you want to do. Can you talk about exactly what the Jefferson Project is, where it's located, and really what was the genesis behind getting involved in that project?
Part of the genesis was just I wanted to grow my print business. I wanted to get a few things going, so I ended up looking for a building in proximity to downtown Bay City. But then after the pandemic, there was all these needs of our community, and then having listened over the last 20 years in meetings, we have some of the best and brightest in our area. They graduate, and sometimes they move out, and we're not getting a majority of them back. So I'm trying to address, along with what everybody else is doing, to try to cater to this group and make it a more enticing place to live. And the unique opportunity over on this otherwise unknown area of downtown Bay City is to create an art district, which if you've traveled around, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Brooklyn, New York, throughout the country, art districts are a place that are very exciting. It's a living, breathing embodiment of your area. And this particular area in downtown, we were getting approvals from the county and the city and the property to sort of create an art district in this, again, otherwise unknown area of downtown Bay City. And the two other projects under the belt, placemaking. So placemaking is at the core of what the Jefferson Project is. The Raise a Flag program, Liberty and Justice for All. I started that in 2010 through my gallery, but now that is under the umbrella of the Jefferson Project nonprofit. The 3rd Street Star Bridge, Illuminating Love, Life, and Art, another placemaking initiative, is now under the umbrella of the Jefferson Project. And over at the First and Jefferson property, we're creating a sculpture park, a projection experience, a market, and a mural. And that's, again, placemaking, and that's the core of what the Jefferson Project is.
So, Avram, for our listeners, let's talk about that building, because the building has a remarkable history. It's a gigantic building that often seems hidden. It's hard to say that, but it's kind of hidden in downtown Bay City. Where exactly is the property? It's 409 First Street. Where is it located downtown? And what kind of shape did you find it in? And it'd be great to hear some of the history of 409 First Street.
Sure. Yep. The building itself, if you're traveling down Washington toward Liberty Bridge, you take a right on First Street. I guess kitty corner to that, where you're turning in, is the old hotel, Empire Hotel. And it's the backside of the county courthouse building. So it's the street that a lot of the county courthouse employees, park on. And outside of that, it's sort of an inactive space in our downtown. But the building itself, it was built in 1902 for Hammond Seed Company. They ship seed and cereal, throughout the country. It was short-lived that the train systems apparently were getting bogged down, and they weren't getting the product out in enough time. So I think within less than 5 years, they sold the building to Lee and Katie, which is the National Wholesale Grocery Company. And then even, I think it was during World War II, they were training welders for the Defoe shipbuilding operation in Bay City. And then it was Jennison Warehouse, warehouse number 3, it was known as. And then the last business that was in it was Riverside Trucking and Storage. So a lot of household items from the region, were stored there when people were moving or, anyway, so I inherited a lot of these household items from Bay City and the region, and from the 1950s, through maybe early 80s. So it's a unique history within that building that was stored there.
And Avram, so everyone fully understands, how big of a building is this? How many stories and how many square feet?
The building itself is 4 stories with a basement, so technically 5 on one side, and then the addition, which I think was put on in around 1910, is 2 stories with a basement. So I guess three stories there. 42,000 square foot. It's massive, and the bones are as good as you can get. The original side was built with solid wood beams reinforced with Bethlehem steel, double joisted top to bottom. The new side, 1910. Was built with a 1.5-inch thick steel I-beams, hardwood subfloors, hardwood top floors. It's just an iconic piece of history in wonderful condition.
Yeah, it's one of those buildings that unless you drive down there and get out of your car and stop and kind of walk around and take a look at, it seems like people drive by on either side, just kind of where it's located. You don't really have a reason to go there. So it feels kind of hidden, but it's kind of funny to say, oh, look, Avram bought a hidden 42,000 square foot building in downtown Bay City. It's massive. So folks, if you're listening, go to 409 First Street, drive through there and just take a look. And if you have a few minutes, walk around and look at the architecture of the building, look at some of the detail. It's a remarkable example kind of that early 20th century building in downtown Bay City. What was going to happen if you didn't buy that, Avram?
I mean, it had been sitting vacant for about 10 years. I knew a few people that had looked at it here and there, but for some reason I honed in on it, and I just kept on banging my head against that wall until I ended up purchasing it. And in its basic form, that's something that I could grow my print business and, maintain, have some storage. But the bigger vision is to have a maker space, an innovation center, and some event spaces over in this building.
So, Avram, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, let's dive into what you're looking to do moving forward.
A pig that does karate is a bookshop.
At Covenant Children's Hospital, we take caring for kids very seriously. We have the region's only pediatric emergency care center and intensive care unit, and a birth center with a level 3 regional neonatal intensive care unit. Our pediatric specialists have helped make Covenant Healthcare the region's most preferred hospital for children's care. Learn more at CovenantChildren'sHospital.com.
Looking for savings while filling up at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our 26 local Forward Shell convenience stores. Get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy any 2 16-ounce Shine Waters for $4. Or get 15 cents off per gallon when you buy 2 1-liter Propel or Gatorade water for only $5. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores, a family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
Want to make your night out a little more fun? Try some music, some friends, and a few rounds of Club Keno.
I won!
But how can the Michigan Lottery make Club Keno more fun?
Tripler time!
That's right, Tripler Time's back. All this month, random Club Keno tickets will have a doubler or tripler message. Find one, and your Club Keno and extra prizes will be doubled or tripled. So triple your fun.
Yeah!
With Club Keno Tripler Time, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Attention landowners, got big summer plans for your property? Then here's an offer from John Deere you'll really dig. Get 0% fixed rate APR for 60, 72, or 84 months on 1, 2, 3D, and 3E Series compacts tractors. If you've always wanted to get in the seat of a powerful John Deere machine, now's a great time. Offer based on dealer participation. For complete finance details, call toll-free 1-800-468-8501 or online at johndeere.com/compact tractors.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. NVIDIA is in record territory. Wall Street is looking at another suggestion the economy is slowing, which could support the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates this year. Payroll processing company ADP reported the smallest job growth by private employers this year. In May, there were 152,000 new positions, which was weaker than April. Deere & Company plans to reduce its production and salaried workforce. It didn't reveal how many jobs will be cut. Dollar Tree is looking at options for its Family Dollar chain, which it purchased in 2015. Dollar Tree shares opened down 1%. Campbell's quarter was upbeat, helped by its purchase of Sovos Brands, parent company of Rayo's Salsas, but Campbell's shares opened lower. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work. That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/surface.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The WSGW online poll, the Trump guilty verdict and your vote. Recently, former president and current presidential candidate Donald Trump found guilty of a felony for falsifying business records. An appeal is planned. Various polls suggest support or opposition regarding Trump has not varied too much from before the verdict to after. For his part, Trump says the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. That, of course, is Election Day. The WSGW online poll for you, if you had to vote today, would this verdict against former president and current candidate Donald Trump affect your vote? You can say, no, I always support. No, I always oppose. Yes, I did support, but now I oppose. Or yes, I did oppose, and now I support. Make your vote. Head to WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, and find the online poll box.
Your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in for Art. Art is out on the links on this incredibly humid day, which I would just sweat the course away on a day like today. But he's out representing WSGW at a local outing. So, Art, I hope you're having a great day. And I'm joined this hour by Avram Golden with the Jefferson Project in Bay City. And we were talking quite a bit about the property that Avram acquired in our last segment. But Avram, the Jefferson Project is so much more than a property. You really view it as a vision of a collective art space, of a maker space, of an event space. What is your vision for what the Jefferson Project will be?
The vision is to create an art district in an otherwise unknown area in our downtown. We plan on having a projection experience, sculpture park, and we have 2 sculptures that are placed. And I want to mention this Friday from 4 o'clock until 8 o'clock, we're having the Jefferson Project Street celebration. So we're going to have some food trucks, some live music, and some vendors. And it'll be an opportunity to see the mural, the 2 sculptures, and the progress that we've made in this area of our downtown.
Yeah, so you talk about a maker space. So for those that are listening that may not know, what exactly is a maker space?
A maker space is a place where you can make, let's say you have an idea for a product, or if you just want to learn to use tools, but it's a space where you can use multiple pieces of machinery to create a product. The idea of the space is we'd like to have it as, if you have an idea for a product, this is a place you can go to flesh that product out, prototype it, learn to market it, package it, get your intellectual property portion of it, and just build that idea of a business and actually come out with a physical product that you can show people. That's so laser engravers, woodworking equipment, CNC, computers, I guess, for the marketing aspect. And the idea is to have all these elements working together. You'd have leads to sort of help walk you through all these processes. And that's sort of the goal of the space as far as what that maker space would be.
Yeah, and Avram, as we talk about a lot of this, there's kind of that difference between what's reality today and what's the long-term vision. Is that maker space a reality today, or is that a long-term vision?
The goal right now is activating the outdoor spaces, similar, and like I mentioned before, we have the Raise a Flag program in downtown Bay City in Columbus, where we put approximately 200 plus flags throughout our community from Memorial Day to Labor Day. The 3rd Street Star Bridge with its 2 associated murals, and then the sculpture park, which we've started. We have the 2 sculptures over there, and the mural, which helps tell the history of this street and this area of our downtown. The maker space, I see at least probably 2 to 3 years down the road. We've been benchmarking. I went to Carnegie Mellon with a few Delta faculty. We're looking for a partnership with the local college to be a lead in this Makerspace Innovation Center. So we've been down to Carnegie Mellon for an international symposium on academic makerspaces. We went out to Boston to tour MIT, Harvard, and some organic makerspaces. And we're benchmarking what these communities that exist in these well-known areas with well-known schools are utilizing, and we're trying to bring that back to our community. And the time frame, hopefully it's in the next 3 years. But these things take time, and to do it correctly, it takes a team of people, and we're working through all those details.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so I'm guessing that's going to be the same. You have a vision for an event space as well. What's your vision for that event space? And again, what do you think your time frame is on that?
Well, for the event space, Jefferson Street will be utilizing as a outdoor event space. So if your organization is interested, not yours specifically, but throughout the region, if you have an organization and you'd like a venue, we're making Jefferson Street available for music and different activities. So if you go to our website, you can fill out an interest form, and we can set up a meeting and talk about how we could create an event for your organization on Jefferson Street. That is one thing we hope to do this year. And also on Jefferson Street, we're looking to build up a farmer's market and a general market. Bay City doesn't currently have a farmer's market, so we're looking at this space, this outdoor space, as that venue for our community. So again, if you're interested in participating in that, if you go to the jeffersonprojectbaycity.org, there's an interest form you can fill out, and then we'll contact you to go over those details. There's another event space we look to activate on the west side of the building to host music events and those type of things. Hopefully by August, middle of August, we'll have that ready. And as far as the building, the we're probably a few years from getting the main event spaces going in there.
Yeah. So
the outdoor spaces are the focus right now.
Let's do this, Avram. We're going to take another break. When we come back, I really want to talk about how folks might invest, how they may partner, how they can work directly with the Jefferson Project after these messages.
It's one of summer's biggest can't-miss events. Get ready for the 50th annual YWCA Riverside Art Festival, Saturday, June 8th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, June 9th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., all in downtown Bay City. Come see why the YWCA Riverside Art Festival draws thousands of people every year from around the Great Lakes Bay region. There's a lot to see and do. Vendors will have ceramics, garden art, photography, paintings, glass, jewelry, home furnishings, custom clothes, and furniture. You can find something for yourself, your pet, your home, or patio. At the Riverside Art Festival, there's something for everyone. Come hungry, we'll have food trucks, and local nonprofits will have booths there too. There's something for everyone at the YWCA Riverside Art Festival. Don't miss the 50th annual YWCA Riverside Art Festival, Saturday, June 8th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, June 9th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Find out all of the fun details online at ywcaglbr.org. That's ywcaglbr.org.
I worked on the ranch here, first with my grandfather and then my dad. On this land, we do have a lot of sun, but also have a lot of wind. So having the turbines on the ranch is a benefit to us. I was apprehensive about the whole project, but now I think it's a win-win for everybody. We will produce power for the folks around this area, and this land will have a legacy. As a rancher, I think that's what we really hope for.
Fuel for Thought, presented by the American Clean Power Association.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-204-4240. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-204-4240 to speak with a live person now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
It's time for the WSGW Winvitational Closest to the Pin contests, presented by MBS International Airport. 3 contests during the morning team show. Between 6:30 and 9 a.m., you take 3 swings at the pin. At the end of the contest, the golfer closest to the pin wins a foursome to play in the WSGW Winvitational golf outing. That's June 25th at the Sawmill. Each closest to the pin contest includes the $10,000 hole-in-one on your first shot only. That's presented by Buck Insurance and Freeland. The second closest to the pin contest is June 11th at Bay City Country Club. Find more information online at WSGW.com.
Broadcasting online, courtesy Stormmaster Exteriors. And from the Stormmaster Exteriors studios, this is WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show is sponsored by Westside Decorating Center. Visit them at 5789 State Street in Saginaw or online at westsidedecoratingcenter.com. So I'm joined right now by Avram Golden with the Jefferson Project. And Avram, like anything you do, you shoot for the stars, literally. You aim big. And when you do that, that means that there's a lot of opportunity for folks in the community to get involved and get engaged. As folks think about this 42,000 square foot space, you have a lot of room. They're talking maker space, sculpture garden, outdoor event spaces, really an art district in a part of downtown that was kind of forgotten about for years, but I think there's going to be more things happening in that area that's really going to extend downtown even further. There's going to be new investment, more things going on. I could tell everyone, but then I'd have to kill all of you. It's just not ready to go public yet, but there's definitely more that's happening in that area that's really going to transform that part of downtown Bay City. So my question to you, Avram, how are folks that are listening, or how do folks in our community become a part of this? How can they partner? Can they join the board? Can they invest? Can they lease space? How can folks get involved in this project?
If you're appreciative of the Raise a Flag program, the American flags we have throughout downtown Bay City and Columbus Avenue, you can go to our website. You can donate toward that program. If you enjoy the 3rd Street Star Bridge, you can, again, go to our website and donate to that. The current main initiative that we're raising funds for is the Sculpture Park and Garden. And that is where we have 2 sculptures placed, but we were allocated some state funds, which requires a match. So we're working with the local foundations and individual investors to help create that match for this sculpture park. So if you'd like to learn more about that, you could contact me. I could walk you through the site and show you the progress that we've made. You can go to the website, make a donation, but feel free to contact me and for further discussions. If you're a business that would like to help propel the community with this Makerspace and Innovation Center, that's again another opportunity to contact us, and we could work through those details. But the main thing for this Makerspace and Innovation Center is we're trying to create a space that you go to Delta College, you go to Saginaw Valley, they have wonderful programs and you're learning on all the machines, but once you graduate, we don't have that community space where you can work through those processes. So that's one thing we plan on bringing to the community with this interior of the building. But the surrounding grounds, if you're interested in helping propel the sculpture park, the projection experience, or the market, either participation or sponsorship, yep, we have plenty of opportunities. Email us, give me a call, or just do general donations on the website. And those are all the ways I can think of at the moment.
That's great, Avram. And so remind everyone, you have an event coming up, the Jefferson Project Street Celebration. It's this Friday. Tell people about it once again in case they missed it. What time, what all is going to be taking place, and how can they come out and enjoy the Jefferson Project? And I guess I would add, are there going to be tours of the building at all for folks that are really interested in that building and the architecture?
We can show aspects of the building. The main celebration will be out on Jefferson Street where the mural and the sculptures are. We're going to have some vendors, some food trucks, some live music. So we want everybody to come out and sort of see the progress we made and help celebrate this day with all the things that we have planned. So, and then coming into Saturday and Sunday, the YWCA is having their art fair throughout the streets of downtown. So just a beautiful weekend in downtown Bay City. And this would be a great kickoff to that.
Okay, as we wrap up, Avram, I have one last question for you. So you had the vision to create the 3rd Street Star Bridge. And I don't know about you, but there's not a week that goes by in the summer that my social media feed isn't filled with people dancing, dance groups, friends, couples, I don't care who it is, taking pictures underneath the Star Bridge. It's really become an iconic piece of downtown Bay City and probably one of the most photographed areas. Did you ever think that project was going to lead to really that kind of a reaction from folks across the area, and that would become kind of one of the main picture destinations? What have you thought about that as that's taken place?
I mean, it was a process. I mean, initially, you have these beautifully historic buildings illuminated, with these lights. And at the end of the day, when the sun is setting, you have all the additional color that, Mother Nature provides. You couldn't ask for a better scene in our downtown. So am I surprised that this has become like the number one selfie? If you're getting married, if you're a group reunion, everybody's getting pictures. Yes, I didn't understand the magnitude of what this project could be, but it's really transformed this portion of downtown, and it's great to see so many people enjoying and celebrating under this placemaking initiative in our downtown.
This may sound a little sappy, but when you first did the project, you offered the ability for someone to make a donation for one of the lights, to pay for one of the lights, and you could do it in honor of someone or in memory of someone. And so I did. I got one of the lights in memory of my dad who had passed away. And I'll tell you, again, it sounds sappy, but for whatever it's worth, whenever I see one of those pictures, whenever I see that Star Bridge, I think of the memory of my dad, and I think, wow, he's there with those people right now. He's part of that. I think that's meant a lot more than you may realize. So I just want to thank you for creating that magic in Bay City. It's really spectacular. So thanks for joining me, and good luck on Friday's event.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for your time.
Experience the ultimate summer adventure with Wildfire's Summer Cash Bonus and get up to $200 cash back. Picture yourself soaking up the sun and enjoying the warm air after a long, cold winter. Now imagine adding a little bonus to your summer adventures with up to $200 extra cash in your pocket. With Wildfire's Summer Cash Bonus, you can turn up the heat on your summer plans, whether you're in the market for a new car, boat, or camper, or you're planning the summer vacation you've always dreamed of. You'll take home additional cash to fuel your next adventure when you borrow with Wildfire. From now until June 30th, you can get up to $200 cash back when you secure a new loan for your summer fun. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to add a little sunshine to your wallet. Apply now and get ready to make this summer unforgettable. Visit wildfirecu.org or stop by any of our convenient locations to learn more about how you can claim your summer cash bonus today. Make this summer one to remember with the Summer Cash Bonus. Your adventure starts now. Must be a new loan with Wildfire Credit Union. Not all loans qualify for cash back. Subject to credit approval.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
when you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. It's Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance filling in here today for Art. Art is out on the links on what I can only describe as a really humid day. Matt Felan would have called in sick to a golf outing today because I would have had to change my shirt at the turn, maybe a second time. It's just humid and sweaty, and I guess I shouldn't complain because it's going to be a little bit cooler this weekend and not exactly our ideal June weather. Storms are going to hit later, and we're going to get that cool down after the front comes through. And so I have a little bit more of a chilly feel. But, geez, last night I was in Bay City taking the dog on a walk along the riverfront, and the humidity caught up with me, Jonathan. I was like, wow, I did not fully see that coming. It felt cool, but my body reacted to the humidity, that's for sure.
Did you just call highs of 70 chilly?
Yeah, that's chilly.
No,
Come
no,
on,
no,
we're in
no.
June, high of 70. This should be like 83 every day.
I suppose, but
You know, at the 11:30 hour, Terry Henney will take all responsibility for what's going to happen storm-wise for the weather this weekend. It's on him, folks.
I'm
you
sure.
know,
Yeah.
that's completely him. So, hey, the last couple weeks, you know, we have talked quite a bit about the Great Lakes Bay region and how it has become a destination for a lot of amazing events, how professional sports has exploded. And I wanted to take a quick minute here in our last segment to really recognize the work of those behind the scenes that go to doing this. So first, I want to talk about the Great Lakes CVB, the Great Lakes Bay Convention and Visitors Bureau, led by Annie Rummel, and in this case, Tim Shelton, who leads their efforts for sports. Folks, if you're not familiar with them, they have done a remarkable job of bringing these events to our region. When it came to the Memorial Cup, Annie and her team played a key role in developing and working alongside Craig Goslin and the folks at the Spirit to create the pitch to the CHL that Saginaw was the destination for this year's Memorial Cup. They made sure that hotel rooms, restaurants, transportation, all kinds of things were in order. They really did an amazing job. And if you hear about these fishing tournaments, I was amazed in that first hour to hear, 1,500 to 2,000 people are in town this weekend. As 220 collegiate and high school teams are competing in the strike bass fishing tournament across the Saginaw River and Saginaw Bay. Folks, that's a lot of hotel rooms. That's a lot of folks going out to dinner. They talked directly that they were on Midland Street of Brooklyn Boys enjoying pizza and fun beverages. They were looking forward to where they're going to go tonight and through the rest of the week. That means shops, gas stations, convenience stores, ice cream parlors. Everybody wins when events like these come in. But I'll tell you, they don't come in unless they have great partners like they do with our CVB and helping to make sure that the hotel room blocks are reserved, to make sure that the local venues are aware of what's coming in to cater to these folks. And I'll tell you, this morning, I love these guys from Campbellsville and from Bassmasters, great Southern gentlemen with those phenomenal Southern accents. You'll know when they're in your location. You'll know that they definitely don't sound like they're from the south end of Bay City. We know that these are guests, but it's great to see them come here. I think we saw online the feedback to the Memorial Cup that, anything that's been going on here, folks have loved the region. Most of the comments we've seen have been positive. They have not been negative. I don't care what you do. There's always going to be something that's not great, a meal that's not great, a drive that had construction, something that wasn't perfect. The overwhelming response, though, about our region is that it's been a great destination. Jonathan, what did you kind of hear from folks surrounding the Memorial Cup, our Canadian visitors in particular? Just how was this region received?
I've seen nothing but positive comments. Social media, I've seen people from Moose Jaw especially. They hopped into the social media to kind of say thank you a lot for feeling welcomed. I thought the biggest thing that spoke to me was after the championship game on Sunday, I stuck around and listened to the TSN broadcast, and they were talking about, they were kind of doing their whole wrap up, but they did stop to mention the event of the Memorial Cup being held in the U.S., and they had nothing but positive things to say. They said, one of them said 2 words, first class. And when you're talking about an event that has so much history and so much tradition involved with it, and then trusting that to a U.S. team for the 5th time ever, and I can imagine there was a little bit of hesitation there, but it sounds like Saginaw knocked it out of the park. I haven't been to any other Memorial Cup, so I can't compare, but the comparisons that I have heard have been overwhelmingly positive.
You know, I heard the same thing, and that you're right. That stuck out when they said first class, and I thought that spoke highly. No, we have learned some things as well. I think there's still some work to be done in some of our downtowns. There's still some things we may need to do with speeds of cars coming through some of our downtowns and ways that we can always use these experiences to learn how to be better. But I'll tell you, folks, if you're listening today and you're thinking, well, that's great, and these are all other people doing that, I'm going to stop you in your tracks and say, we all have a role to bring guests here to our region. So I'm going to tell you, we have 2 great CVBs here in our region, the Great Lakes CVB, which covers Bay, Saginaw, and Midland counties. We have the Mount Pleasant CVB, which covers Isabella County. You can go to meetmtp.com to learn about all that's going on over in Isabella County. You can go to gogreat.com to learn all about tourism here in the east side of the region. What I would tell you, if you're part of any association professionally, if you're part of any work group and you do a conference that you attend across the state, talk to that leadership about bringing it here. We did that with the STEM conference internationally a few years ago, and we brought about 600 leading STEM leaders from across the world here to the region. The Great Lakes CVB was phenomenal in working with, whether it's something sports related, youth sports that you attend across the state, bring them here. And I'll tell you one that we did even one time. Our family was struggling. Where were we going to do the family reunion? And after a little bit of negotiation, I said, why not just do it right here in Frankenmuth? And we did it as a family reunion that felt more like a staycation. So reach out to these CVBs. They do great work. We will be back after these messages.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Today, we're talking to the embittered ghost of America's least known president, Millard Fillmore.
Humbug.
About a historic new instant games series from the Michigan Lottery. 4 tickets that feature portraits of Jefferson, Lincoln, Hamilton, and Jackson.
Wait, but no Fillmore?
Yeah, but there are top prizes up to $2 million and $181 million in total prizes. Gonna play, Millard?
I vote yes.
Instant games, instant fun for everyone.
Like Jefferson, Lincoln, Hamilton, Jackson, and me.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included with the activation of a Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Requires in-store activation. Device offer ends 6/9/24. Taxes and fees apply.
Hi, this is Bill Hobson from Michigan Golf Live, and coming up this weekend, we are broadcasting from the home of the Cherry Festival, immersing ourselves in the beauty of northern Michigan golf in the Traverse City area, and we'll have a few surprises for you along the way, including your chance to win tickets to some of the Pro Tour events in our state. Don't miss this week's Michigan Golf Live, Saturday from 1 to 3 on 100.5 and 790 AM News Radio WSGW.
That wraps up this edition of the Art Lewis Show. I want to thank Avram Golden with the Jefferson Project for joining me this past hour. Up next is Focus with our Saginaw Libraries, but first the news.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Steve Kathan.
Ignition and liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V, carrying 2 American heroes.
Success moments ago for Boeing's Starliner spacecraft, the first one with a crew on board.
I'm Peter King at the Kennedy Space Center. Starliner's mission is a test flight to and from the International Space Station with dozens of objectives to make sure that the Starliner is indeed ready for prime time. If it passes all of those tests, it becomes part of the mix to take astronauts to and from the space station, along with the SpaceX Dragon and Russia's Soyuz.
Overseas, violence outside the U.S. Embassy in Beirut, Lebanon. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab.
A gunman opened fire outside the embassy compound. The attacker, a Syrian national, was shot and is now hospitalized. And in a statement, the embassy said the building and those inside were safe.
A court in Italy found American Amanda Knox guilty of slander relating to her testimony more than a decade ago during a murder trial. Knox was exonerated in the killing of her roommate, but found guilty of slandering her former boss. Her 3-year sentence today considered time served. President Biden's new border measures are in place now. The executive order he signed could lead to the deportation of thousands of asylum seekers. Republicans have attacked it as a political move in an election year. Joanna Williams runs a shelter just over the Arizona border.
Their other option is to try to go out into the desert and avoid fighting Border Patrol. So different policies of deterrence have been in effect for over 20 years here at the border, and what they lead to is an increase in deaths.
In parts of Arizona, Nevada,